Hello, it's Megan and I'm here with a challenge provided by Let's Get Sketchy. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so for the base of the layout I drew some circles and I wanted to use my sewing machine to sew around those lines. Of course I can't follow the lines to save my life, so I ended up erasing the ones that I couldn't sew over. So off camera I did that and then erased it. So right now I am trying to use watercolors. I haven't used watercolors for maybe, I don't know, 6 years? Probably longer than that. It's been since high school. Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to make maroon. So I used magenta, violet, and a little bit of brown and mixed it. And I'm trying that cellophane type of, I don't know what it's called, where you put the watercolor on the plastic and then you dab it on the paper. I wanted to try that so bad, so I thought this would be the perfect layout. So I tested it first on a scrap piece of paper, and I'm so glad I did because it would have been a huge glob on there. Alright, so now I want to do like a design all the way around the circle, kind of in the circle and the outside of the circle. So these stamps are from Michael's from last year, but I went there this year and they have some that are very similar to these stamps. So definitely check those out. They're super cute. So after I did that, I'm going to use some Heidi Swapp stamps. And I used the gray heart. And I'm stamping all the way around, so I'm just kind of doing like a fun, quirky background. And then some more Heidi Swapp stamps. These are from her planner collection. And I'm just using some orange, I think it stays on, orange ink. Here's some more stamps from last year. But like I said, they have some awesome stamps. I had to like resist not to buy a whole bunch. I was like, no, you cannot have any more Halloween stamps. Because I don't even really take that many Halloween or fall photos. This year it's going to change. I'm going to take some photos. And this was a challenge. I had to stamp that 3 times. I'm not very good with using a large acrylic blocks. Oh, someone just texted me. Alright, so this is like the 3rd time I use modeling paste, and I am in love with it. It is so much fun. So I'm just mixing some orange acrylic paint that you get from the craft store. And I don't have one of those awesome, I don't know, I think they're like, I'm going to say putty knives. I don't know what they're called. I have one for my paper mache, but I misplaced it, so I'm using one of those cheap cards that I get for like for my phone. So I'm placing my photo down to give me an idea of where I'm placing it and where I should put the orange modeling paste, because I kind of want it to be so your eye can go from the bottom. Oh, I just hit my microphone with my hand. I talk with my hands sometimes. Anyway, I want it to be like at the bottom and then slightly up and then up at the corner where the spider web is. So your eye can bounce from place to place, moving from around the piece of paper. And in the challenge layout, there is like a cluster at the top, so I wanted to bring that out. Alright, here's another thing I'm trying, and I struggled and struggled and struggled. I took a bunch of scrap paper that I had, and I'm just stapling them together to make a mat for my photo. That'd be really fun and really easy, and it's kind of a pain. It's probably easy for other people. It's just sometimes I struggle. So, just curious, how do you guys store your scrap papers? I just kind of stick mine back in like the paper pad packs and just kind of leave them in there, and then when I pick up my book they all fall out. so that's how I store mine. So I'm still trying to decide where I want to put the colored pieces of paper, because I don't want it all orange on one side and all black on the other. But overall, I was pleased on how it looked. More stapling. So, how is everyone? I'm pretty good. Kind of had a bad summer, but right now it's really awesome. Alright, so the next thing is I want to make a border all the way around. And I didn't want to use like a full piece of paper for a border, so I decided just to darken the edges to make it look more vintage. And this is cool. I love using vellum paper and then edging it with another color, so that it doesn't look so heavy on the page. So then you still have that pop of color and a shape, but then it's not heavy. And to keep my circle pattern, I am adding some paper on the corners to make a circle, kind of. It looks more like an octagon. I don't know how many sides there are, so I'm gonna say octagon. And I'm just putting some Heidi Swap sprays on there in gold and black. I don't think that's the name of the dark color, but it looks black to me, so it's the black one. And this is the thick Fiskars punch. It's supposed to punch through practically anything. And I thought it was really cute because I liked the shape of the heart. And I just stapled two together to make a three-dimensional element on my page. And it was cheap to make, and I really liked the gold accents on this layout. Oh, and now I have pumpkins and ghosts. I fussy cut all of those out of Martha Stewart paper. It took a little while, but I didn't have any Halloween embellishments besides some bats. So, and I wanted to be kind of cute, so I thought these were perfect, and I really didn't know how to use that busy paper. So I thought this was adorable. And that heart was giving me a problem. I didn't know where to put it. Alright. And these are just some little stones that I got from Michael's from like the $1.50 bin. And they're like a champagne color. So I thought that would work well with the gold tones that are in my photo. And in the gold hearts. Oh, these are acorns. Not acorns, oh my gosh, candy corn. I've had too much coffee. Anyway, the candy corn is also by Martha Stewart, and I got these last year clearance out, and I couldn't resist them because they were so cute. And I'm just placing them around the gold circle. Slowly. And these are just like those gemstones that are on a package. Obviously you can see that. And I just use a X-Acto knife and I just slice it because it comes in like one strip. And I love the black stones, and it really looks nice, and it gives another element to the page. More texture, give me the texture. And I don't have enamel dots. I would have used enamel dots, but they're so expensive and you don't get very many. I think that package was, $4.99, and I got a half off for it, so that would make it $2.50 for that huge page. Alright, so I just stamped some numbers for a little banner at the top, because in the picture for the challenge, it had some little circles at the top on the left, so I wanted something light and airy, so that is why I used, I want to call acetate paper, but that's not right, vellum with the orange stamps like I used earlier. Alright, this was kind of a disaster. I know how to make rosettes, and I was like, oh, I want to make one of those banners that are like in the photo, the orange and black one. So it's just like a rosette, just cut in half. So I glued a bunch of glue on parchment paper, and then I stuck the rosette on it, and I decided to cut it in half. And I was like, oh, get 2 for 1. No, you don't get 2 for 1. You get one that's good and then one that's kind of chintzy looking. It's kind of like a weird banner. But that's okay. I think I ended up only using one of those. And now I'm working on the banner for the bottom. These are just some cheap letter wood block stamps. Either got them at Michael's or probably Walmart, actually. Now this rosette turns out great. Smaller, and I think it was 3/4 of an inch. Yes. And I only did like a half rosette. I was trying to do that with the other one, but it was way too long. And I just glued a little stone that matched the other ones on the page, the champagne ones. Alright, so this part I fussied with a lot. I think I even cut some of it out. I just couldn't figure out how I wanted to do the banner. Oh, it was so frustrating. I kept playing with it, moving it around. Like, no, that doesn't look right. No, I'm gonna use a string. Yeah, I'm gonna attach it. And I was like, whoa, why are you gonna use a string? It's not even gonna show. Because I have them all overlapping. Keep it easy. Oh yeah, and by the way, this was for a challenge, and I thought the challenge was like until the end of the month. Nope, I totally missed it. But I'm gonna upload it anyway, even though I missed the deadline, but that's okay. I had a lot of fun making this, and I tried new techniques, and that's what challenges are all about. Yeah, I just did not like those 2 bold banners. I kind of like it now that I look back at it, but when I was doing it, it was in my face. I was like, ugh, I hate it. Well, not hate it, but I disliked it a lot. So just still try and make it work. And then there was like a bunch of open, like dead space where I just placed the pumpkin. It just didn't look right. And I felt like I needed something else in the bottom, but not something heavy, so I'm doing that technique where I punch on vellum paper and then edge it in orange like I did the leaves. And I had too many like blocky like banners at the bottom. I have round, I have square, so I'm like, oh, I should use triangles. That look awesome, because usually banners have triangles in them. And I just felt like that was a relevant. Oh, I just hit the mic again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, like I was saying, I really, really like the triangles on the banner. It really brightens it up, and it gives it more shape and dimension. Not really dimension, but yeah, I'm just saying words now. Did I mention I had too much coffee? And now I'm trying to put an acorn in there because, you know, acorns go in banners all the time. Yeah. I'm almost positive that didn't make it. So I still feel that there's something missing, so I'm like, oh, maybe I'll add some more gold embellishments. Not embellishments, but the same gold paper that I used on the hearts. It's like I'll add it to the bottom, and then everything will be more cohesive around the circle. The circle outbreak. Alright. Stupid acorn. Seriously. Just don't even use it. Stop trying to... It's not even acorn! Oh my goodness! It's candy corn. You know what I'm trying to say. I should have cut some of this out because this is really long and I'm really sorry. I tried to edit it a lot. I chopped out so much. I ended up having, I think, it took me almost 2 hours to do this layout. But I did it over a period of days, so yeah, I think that's one of the longest I put in on a layout. But I really, really, really like how it turned out. So that should be a good thing. And I had a lot of fun, except for this banner part, because it really annoyed me. So how I glued everything down, I used, I used red, terrifically tacky tape. It's like the red tape. And I did that on the pumpkins and pretty much everything. And then the ghost, I used mounting tape. It comes in a roll and it has like green check covering on it. So I used that on the ghost. And then certain pieces of the banner. Alright, so I'm just messing around with the letters for the title. Of course, because nothing I ever do I like, so I had to change it. Alright, so that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.